Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members. Julie, good morning
Good
here
morning.
in BC. Welcome to the new view of the studio. This is you're the first one. You're
I
the
know, I'm
first one.
so honored.
This is so awesome to have you this morning. So a little later on your side, but I mean, this is my best breakfast all week long. I have to say, I have four Battersea wine in front of me. So I'm super thrilled to have you here, Julie, because we've been working together for a while now. So you held the marketing director, DTC manager at Mira and Collab, I guess, if it's your official title.
Yeah. Well, I guess I know we've always gone back and forth about what my official title should be. Brand manager is where we settled on, but yeah, I do a bit of everything. So
You, yeah, you like do it all and do it all very freaking well. I have to say, it's always an absolute gem to work with you. And now your weekend title is winemaker and wine producer. You are a vigneron as well, like they like to say in France. Vigneron to your core. And we're going to talk today, especially about your new brand. Well, I say new. I will let you talk about your journey, okay? The floor is yours. I want to know, and our members want to know who's Judy and how did she came about to have that visceral passion for winemaking or for producing wine and launch her own brand of Battersea here. So I'm just showing a few label, but yeah, tell us a little bit about your journey.
yeah. So I have been in the Niagara wine industry for just over a decade. I fell into it after a previous career ended, and my sister was a bookkeeper at a winery, and she said, "Well, while you figure out your next steps, come work the tasting bar. You can start tomorrow, and at least you have a job." And never looked back. Only looked forward. Only moved up. Absolutely fell in love with wine. When I started in the industry, like working that tasting bar, I wasn't even a huge wine drinker, but very quickly, like you learn so much, and then it's such an art form, and it's so cool to um, continue to grow even like your own knowledge and stuff, and have crossed paths with many different winemakers, and just to like learn from different people about how this is all approached and all of that. And it was really interesting to me. So it was hard not to continue to want to do more.
Hey Judy, early on, what was the some of the thing that really fascinates you about winemaking and owning a wine brand? Was there a few things you say that it's the coolest shit ever? I want to do that at some point.
I think like for me, it was learning from so many different people. Like I said too, like it was so clear it's an art form, and especially in Niagara, where every vintage is so different and unpredictable, and they're always thinking and doing so much and wanting. I can sit in a room with the three winemakers that I've worked closest with: Jeff Moot, Marc Pistor, Mitchell McCurdy, and they would all have just different perspectives and work together and all of that. And I thought it was so cool. So actually, my brand was born. I love Chardonnay, and I love Chardonnay a lot. Yeah,
Yay, me too. That's why we connect so well. This
yeah,
is the connection here.
there it
That's
is.
the Chardonnay brotherhood.
Yeah, yeah. So it started with that, and then Mark and Mitch at the time, they were like, "You love Chard so much, you should have your own brand." And I was like, "That only makes sense. I know how to sell Chard. I always say that. I don't know how to make wine, but I'm very good at drinking it and selling it." So that's how Battersea was born, with Chardonnay. So 2022 was the first vintage that we pulled grapes specifically for my Battersea Chardonnay, and then it's just built from there. I go, oh, okay, well, I like this wine now. Let's make something like this, and so we've built. I've got 5 SKUs right now.
So we'll talk about each and every one in a second because my breakfast of champion here is the Weiss, and I'm gonna pour in my glass. I'm gonna pour after that the Marsan. But let's keep going on your story. I love it. I love it. I have goosebump. And hey, I'll tell you one thing. I want to transfer to like this is apple trees here below me. But my dream is to pull that out. Don't tell anyone. Don't even tell Mira. But let's pull that out and let's plant some Chardonnay. A five and
I'm
a half
in.
acre. I
I hope
mean,
everyone else was plugging their ears, so only we
yes,
know.
yeah, yes. No one's gonna, no one's gonna. No, whoops, I'm back. I'm back. No one's gonna ever know that it's in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
Nobody. Okay. So, so Chardonnay, your first love in the wine industry. I want to stick on that. Okay, let's have fun. Let's have some Chardonnay fun this morning. Before you started to make Battersea Chardonnay, where was your favorite Chardonnay come from? Were you more of a Burgundy drinker before that Burgundy was crazy in price point? I mean, I still remember drinking Bouchard Bourgogne Blanc, and it was like, I don't know, $25 Canadian, stopping at the SAQ in my young age, and Louis Latour was not too expensive, but their Bourgogne Blanc was like $22, $23.
Yeah.
Now you just add the zero. But where were you short? And I'll tell you also one of the Chardonnay that really, really, really changed my life perception was Catina Zapata. So, Argentinian Chardonnay for 4,000 feet above sea level by Laura Catena. The white bone was one of the that's that moment I said, this is the coolest shit on the entire wine world. As was there any source of Chardonnay that really like turned you on when you were starting your Chardonnay? And
Yeah.
it's
I
okay.
mean,
And it's okay to say Rombauer. It's okay to snap.
I don't know if it's gonna be worse, but or better. But so like Canadian Chard, I know this is
Yeah.
it was Canadian Chardonnay that I started with, and I know the specific bottle and year would have probably been 2021, or no, not 2021. I was probably 21. That's what I'm thinking. When I had gone through a breakup, and my sister said, "Well, try this Chardonnay. You'll really like it, and that will help." It was a Norman Hardy Chardonnay. So it was
There you
that,
go, Peck,
that,
Prince Edward
that.
County Chardonnay. There you
Yeah,
go.
it was County Chard. I mean, it was Niagara Chard from the county.
Now, okay,
But I
Niagara
specifically
fruit from the
remember,
county.
and that was like a $50 bottle at the time. I feel like we're 30 to 50 range, and that was my intro to Chard, and I bought that so much back then. And then yeah, it just grew from there. It was like, I want oaky, but like what I love about Ontario Chard when it is like this is you can get that oak, and this is what I try and do in mine, and you can also get that fruit, that like such beautiful tropical fruit that comes from that grape as well. And then the balance of that like oak and creaminess and that heaviness with that like lightness of the fruit and the acidity and the minerality, sometimes like it's just so cool when we can find all those things. So yeah.
Absolutely. Chardonnay has it all. It has it all. I mean,
Yeah,
this is the
you can do
winemaker
everything.
grade. I mean, like you can do whatever you want with Chardonnay. If you do it well, these ones are delicious. So I'm with you. We're sharing the same passion. Chardonnay brotherhood here. Yeah. Love it. Rock on. Okay, let's start on to with your Vivo, okay?
Okay.
Because when you sent me, Sam, thank you. I was just about to ask because there's one bottle that I don't have in front of me. I tasted, I was too impatient. I wanted to taste your brand so quick when I got the yeah, exactly, right. Vivo's empty bottle is somewhere in the other 100 box in the house, and I uh, I pulled that one out. I thought it was sick, and I sit down and I'm like, oh no, shoot, that's not the Vivo. But so anyway,
Let's
you
just
have it. Let's start to talk about your wine program. Okay, first and foremost, when was your first wine that you made?
the Chardonnay, the 2022 vintage Chard was first.
2022 vintage Chard. Okay. And how did it come about? Did you woke up one day and you say, Marc Pistor, I've been working here for long enough. It's time for me to I want some Chard. I want to do it now. You're going to make it. Okay. So tell me how it started.
Yeah, it was just demands. No, it was a bit of both. Like like I said, him and Mark and Mitchell at the time, they were like, "You love it so much, you should have it," and I just kind of didn't turn away from that idea at all. I turned very much hard into it, and I was like, "Yep, that's what we're doing." So lucky enough to work obviously with the Collab group, and Mark sourced grapes that year intentionally for what I wanted, and what I wanted was what were socially referring to as a slutty Chardonnay. So just
I love
like
it. I
too
love
much
it.
oak. Like I said, I want it to feel like I was jumping into a campfire when I drink that bottle. And another local wine that actually inspired kind of what I wanted out of it was, I think it was the 2016 vintage at the time of the Ice Cellar Chardonnay.
Yeah.
Here, and I used to love that too. And I was like, oh, it's a campfire. I want to drink a campfire. So that
That is
was kind
so
of the notes. That
cool.
was the notes that I gave. And
Oh,
he
that
made it
is
happen.
pretty cool. We featured that wine, we featured the 19, and I had also a bottle of the 17 recently. Not the 16 though, but yeah, beautiful shard. I mean, Peter and Adnan back then. Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah,
That makes me feel so awesome. So
yeah,
16 Ice Cellar was one of your inspiration.
yeah, for
So
sure.
for your shard, so okay, I love that story. So you decided to do, okay, let's do it. Mark got some fruits, you got the shard, and where the fruit came from.
I'm gonna pass
Okay.
this over.
Hi, Mark. That's hey.
Yeah, we're back.
Here is the mentor sitting right next to
Yeah.
the man cheese and say you're gonna be just fine. No worries.
Well, I mean, it was an easy decision to get into producing wine, for her, or to sort of partner on this or bring her into the collab group because of how much passion she puts behind her projects and all of our wines already. I just thought maybe, if it's going to be her wine, I'm certain that it's going to go well. We did just sort of dip our toe in the 22 with some Chardonnay, and 16 months oak aged, about 33% new oak, really focused on a sweet barrel and selected fruit. The majority of that blend came from a vineyard called the Loire Vineyard, which is a really old block of Chardonnay that is sort of interplanted with Chardonnay Muscat. It just sort of shows up randomly in the vineyard itself. And so using that as the base for the wine that she was looking for really helps push fruit in the final product. And using the right oak and spending the right amount of time gets us to a place where you have a really, really enjoyable Chardonnay. And one of the focuses was making sure we're maintaining value. So the Chardonnay at $22 retail,
Oh, I
and
love
the
it.
impression that it
Wow.
was is the reason why we're in the place that we're in right now, where we only had 100 cases made for the 25 vintage, and
I mean, this is another part of the success.
yeah, the 24 vintage, and it's it's been sold. So the value is obviously there. We have a little bit of room maybe for expansion, but we've sort of spread into a couple of other varietals that I'm sure you guys are going to get to, and that I could help with. But
That is part of the success. That's part of the success story right there. You can't be mad at that. Yeah, disappointed maybe because we can't sell it. Privilege, yes, because I have one bottle, and that's going to be part of my new home celebration tonight. Thinking of
that's great.
Julie, but I mean, 100 cases they were spoken for right away. So for someone who's just jumping and dipping her toes into that sea of sharks and that sea of everyone wants to succeed, everyone, there's so much to check to be able to, and you get in there and sell out your first allocation of Chardonnay out the door. Here you go. That's how we do that, guys. That's freaking awesome. So this Chardonnay was allocated mostly to licensees, mostly to a restaurant in the
Yep.
Niagara and Toronto region.
Yeah, so the lake house, which is here in just off the highway, like Georgia.
Yeah, we took our members last year with our last touring, our last touring session we did in Niagara. That was our last stop, was our last meal. That was at the lake house. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so they before this is my third vintage, the 2024, and before it was even in bottle, they said, can you hold this many cases for us? And then there's another place in London, Ontario, London Hunt Club, that kind of the same thing. They had tasted the previous vintage and said, when the next one's bottled, I want this many cases. So kind of holding it all for them. We're very lucky to have Louise of Wilco Fine Beverage. She represents my wines and had those conversations and locked those deals in. So yeah, very excited.
Let's keep it just for 1 second on your success story, because I want to. Mark mentioned something. He said it was a no-brainer for us for me to make wine for her because she's so passionate. I have to say, why we're doing that with collab this week, it's because Mira had so much fun working with you. In that, like, in the previous thing, she said, Carl, Mira was just dreaming up a plan to work more with you, and she came up and said, okay, let's do the whole collab because we're going to be with Julie for a full month. So we love you. We love what you're doing. This is fantastic. Now I want to talk about something cool, because when you get a box of your wine, one thing that I really love is I opened the box for the sample and I came up with, like, look at this. Okay, there's this, there's this, there's this, there's this, the labels. I mean, I want to know a little bit more about the story behind those labels. You'll probably, I don't know, unless you are such a multi-talented lady, miss, that you do the labels, you do everything, you hire the right winemaker. But who's behind those labels? Because they're so awesome.
It's not me. I tried for like a month to art my own labels, and I was like, this is very bad. I knew the concept I wanted, which was it to all kind of be reminiscent of me, but not so specific that someone wouldn't want to buy a bottle because they're like, who is that? I want people to connect and just be like, that could be me, or that could be my friend, or whatever, or it's just beautiful art, which has really resonated. And that's like the feedback that I've heard. This is just so beautiful. I want it on a shirt or something like that. People say often. So yeah, there's a local artist here, Kat Liebfried, and she went to the same high school as me. And I had seen her, she had just done label design for Silversmith Brewery. When I initially reached out to her and I said, I don't know if you really do that much. I've seen your art and I love her art, her style and everything. And I said, I'm just starting a wine brand. So if you're interested, I'd love to chat. And we did. And I told her the concept, which is just, I'm multifaceted. I think that's something we can all connect with as human beings, is we're many different things, and we're many different, vibes at different times. I myself have changed my hair color many times as well. So I wanted all of that. The Chardonnay label is actually, she painted essentially this screenshot from a video of me sitting on my front porch at Battersea. So Battersea was a street I lived on. That's what this whole brand is named after. So she painted that one. That was really like an anchor for me. And then the other one she just kind of took, she said, I'm going to stalk you on Instagram and I'm just going to paint what I see. And so Vice was the second label she did, which is me with red hair, another era of my life, on a pink chair that I still have, that my cats love to rip up the most. But when I moved out of my parents' house, that was like a hand-me-down chair. She just like got it. I didn't tell her any of these stories, but she just said, I feel like that pink chair is meaningful in your life, or it's seen a lot of like great times. So yeah.
Wow, she's a psyche.
And everything goes from there. And then this one was my purple hair time of my life. That's kind of from a dress that I wore to a friend's wedding in that one. But and then like Battersea is kind of in the background. She just like does really well. And that's her style too. I said, I don't want you to paint what my style is. I want you to mesh the two, my ideas and your style. And it just sings. And then, the Marsan, it was kind of like an ode to Battersea, just cheers and like as many friends as we can have is what Battersea.
It's very cheerful, very, very cheerful. Yeah, I feel like it's a party. It's a high school house party. Woohoo! That is awesome. I really love that. And now I'm seeing here, facing the back labels, and I see winemaker, like right in the middle of it. You got the name of the winemaker. One wine was made by Jeff. One was made by Mark. One wine was made by Mitch. So I mean, you use the whole. Well, everyone used you at collab. So you said that it's my turn, you guys. I'm gonna use you all too, right? So
exactly.
So do you just go about like, okay, Mark, I want you to make my Chardonnay, or Jeff, I want you to make my Marsan, or it's more about, hey, which one of you feel the most comfortable make my next label or something like that?
It was a bit of both. Like I would say for sure the Chardonnay started by me being like, hey, Mark, I want you to make this. I knew that he really understood the assignment. And that was that connection from there, it kind of was like, well, this is the wine I want to make next. I mean, for Vice, I wanted something super aromatic and interesting and dry and complex. And that felt to me was what Jeff Moot does in general. So that connected there. But I will say overall, all of my wines were a team effort between those three guys.
That's awesome. And I think I mentioned that for a couple times since we started that promotion with collab, and I think that's the essence of collab. It's not only a marketing material. I think it's truly the lively blood. I think this is truly how you guys are as people, and it translates in the building as well. Is it just me? I haven't not been in the building with you guys, but just being in connection with you, I just truly feel that's how it is.
Yeah. I mean, we all want to be here for the same reason, which is just to make great wines and have great times, I guess. But at the end of the day, it's wine. It's wine. So it's serious and interesting. And everyone here wants to always, I think, learn more. And that's also why we align so well.
That is such a cool thing. Okay, now let's get into Vivo. Okay, I don't have the Vivo. I told the story already. You do. I already rated it 90 plus or 91. I have to go back to the video that I made to confirm. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought that was such a beautiful. It was a fun introduction in what you do. So, what is the blend in Vivo? What's the grapes in there? Let's pass it on.
Yeah, I try and memorize these because there were like at least, I feel like 10 different, it's truly a field blend.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's the fuck you, Carl question. Like why would you ask that for a thing this morning? So I didn't know there was that many. So what's the base wine made? Let's put it that way. And why sparkling?
Yeah, we have access to a really cool block of grapes. It's very humid in this place. We have access to a very cool block of grapes that is used as for planting other vineyards. So it's essentially a block of a whole bunch of different varieties. So we don't get a lot of them, but we get access to them. So we have.
Is it a test block? It's kind of a test block, Mark. I'm really,
yeah,
it's really
test block, or it's used as stock material for planting other vineyards. And so this
cool.
particular block has some interesting varietals in it. And so we just harvest it. We tend to have to pick it because it's such a complex block. We have to pick it by hand, and we tend to have to pick it a little bit early. Otherwise, you risk maybe losing some of that fruit. And so we normally put it towards a sparkling program. So it's Pinot Blanc, Auxerrois, Pinot Meunier, Gruner Veltliner, Chenin Blanc, and Sauvignon are the main components that were used for it.
Are you shitting me?
No, that's
that is so cool.
So it's really fun. Last year we tried to push the Gruner and the Chenin, and it worked out okay, but I think we're going to go back to the sparkling plan on it. But last vintage, we actually used the Gruner in Julie's 2025 Vice blend, and worked really, really well. So it's really fun to have access to that fruit, but it's in such small quantities that it's hard to do anything specific with. So what we normally do is we go out and pick the Pinot varieties first. We press them all together and ferment it out as a single batch. And then about a week later or a week and a half later, the other stuff comes online, and we go get the Chenin, the Sauvignon, and the Gruner Veltliner and press that all together, ferment them out. And we'll do that for the purpose of a sparkling base.
And it's obviously this is not traditional method. It's not made to be a serious, in-depth. It's more about being a fun. I don't want to use entry level because it tastes freaking fantastic, but it's more about the celebratory. Just let's have fun with something instead of being like let's be geek and nerds and let's go full on traditional method and layers and that. It's not the point. It's not the point, right?
It's not the point. And using those varietals, I don't think it lends to getting to that style, anyways. And just the vineyard and how it's set up, it's really fun to sort of see what those varietals taste like and how they express and what we can achieve and taste the grapes. And if I needed to, or if I liked them enough, I'd have to go out and find another vineyard with a large enough quantity. But it works out really well in this way. And I think it works out for the grower as well, because they have a place for their fruit. And it comes off early enough that there's less risk and less sort of disease potential development.
Yeah.
And it's one of the challenges of that block, but having access to that fruit allows us to do stuff like this. And there's a contribution from all the different varietals that I can see in it. And, the Chenin really does some cool apple stuff. The Pinot Blanc has a really, really wonderful peachy, creamy character that shows through in this wine as well. And so, we took 1 year off of doing it this style, and I'd hate, it wasn't a fully a mistake, but I think it's more successful if we do in that sparkling program.
I really, really love that, and I love the story, and also, we need a nice, well-priced, fun wine to just like enjoy, and this is absolutely pinpoint. In terms of RS, Julie, did you wanted to make something a little bit on the sweeter, approachable? Was there a plan, or you just let it go, and it's going to be what it's going to be? How that happened? Like, did you?
There was a
ferment it
bit of a
dry?
plan.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No. You go ahead. Because that's a question that I often get in couple varietals. Riesling, people will ask, "What's the RS?" Sparkling is another kind of wine that people will get back to me and say, "Hey, Carl, what's the residual sugar at the end? Is it more on the brut? So, what do you have any details on that for me?"
I think we landed at 8 grams
Okay.
on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Mark,
soft. Just to
8 to
soft.
12.
Yeah, just to soften up and keep it approachable.
Yeah, the whole the kind of inspiration behind this one was my friend and I. Like you said, you want something approachable and affordable that you can kind of have any night of the week. And my friend and I love sparkling, and it's so often that we would get together and one of us would just grab a bottle of Jackson Triggs. Is it the Entourage or the Brut?
No, Method Coupe Close.
Method Coupe Close, that one. It's just at every corner store.
Yeah, Cubic Close. Yeah,
it's cheap enough, and like we can have it any day of the week. So when I was like, I need a sparkling of my own, and that's what I want it to be, and I want it to be $20 so that you can grab it anytime.
There you go. And which price did you land at after working with pros like that? I mean, that must be $50, $60.
$20, Carl.
$20. You fucking rock. You fucking rock. Wow. I love it. I have to say, one of the best $20 sparkling that we can find on the market right now. It's 2026 after all. So right. Okay, that's for Vivo. A smashing success. And we have access to Vivo. There's no issue there. Okay, perfect.
No.
Awesome. Let's move on to I would say, I gotta have to skip the Chardonnay. We'll skip the Chardonnay. Let's on the most serious stuff here. Let's talk about the Weiss. Okay, well, the Weiss that I should say. That's the red chair here. This is a 100% Marsanne, or if you have blended a tiny bit of something with it.
It's actually Viognier Marsanne Roussanne.
Okay, here you go. Oh yeah, that's the Marsanne. We got the 100% Marsanne here. The Weiss is the blend. Oh my God, it must be 6 a.m. in here. It must be early. Okay, that's the Roussanne Marsanne Viognier. Can you tell me what is the split? What's the split in this?
Oh, the split. Okay, wait. I have that sheet. I'm gonna bring it up really quickly. I will find that. I think this one ended up, well, it's obviously mostly Viognier. But
Viognier, okay, lead Viognier, and you guys are, is it from the Bach vineyard as well?
I'm not sure. It is 43% Viognier, 32% Marsanne, 25% Roussanne.
Okay, and all from the same vineyard or different vineyard source?
I'm going to say that it's majority from Bach, but it's not a single vineyard wine.
Okay.
The Roussanne is there. The Vio, I think, has a small component from another vineyard as well. But I believe the Marsanne would also be Bach. It is, majority Bach. Yeah, I'm sort of talking out the side here, but Jeff's
no, it's all good.
Jeff's the winemaker on this one. And the way that we approached Vice every year, so 2023 was the first release, we utilized what Jeff didn't want to use in his portfolio. It's in one way a declassification, but in no way are we just going to take all that wine and put it into this blend. So there's actually 2 declassifications. So he said, I'm using these for my blends. This is what's available. And we started working on putting it together. In 23, those wines were so huge that we needed a little bit of Pinot Grigio in the blend to pull the wine to have a little bit fresher of an expression, and even still that one was difficult. So I think it was a successful wine, but maybe not the expression that we were all looking for. 24 brought a lot more fruit in those varietals from the Bach vineyard, and we had the opportunity to stick with just those varietals. In fact, when we tried to blend a small amount of Pinot Grigio in to sort of to see what would happen, it made the wine worse. And so we had enough freshness from the 24 vintage that we were able to stick with that. And then
that's so funny you mentioned that, Jeff. Mark, sorry, so I'll let you finish here, and I will. I wanted to.
Yeah, so in 25 we used a little bit of Pinot Grigio and a little bit of Gruner Veltliner along with the Rhone varietals. And so it's named Vice. The goal is this sort of fresh and rich, good complexity, really aromatic white wine. Julie was drinking some Spanish whites that she was really, really enjoying. And we don't have the varietals that necessarily match aromatically. And then we were like, well, the Rhones kind of do, as long as you treat them in the right way or select the right varietals. And that's sort of what the impetus for this wine was. And then we'll talk about the Marsanne next. And the impetus for that was because we had the fruit and it's great. And why not? Why not make it?
Because I was tasting, when I tasted, you mentioned like the 23 were big. I mean, like tasting Jeff, this signature, the MVR. I mean, this is like, these are big wine. That's the first thing I thought, though, when I got my nose in there. I was like, it's a reminiscence, a little bit of what I smelled last week. Like, really, my brain really connected. On the palate, though, it's dense. It dances a little bit more. It's a little bit more lighter on its feet. It's not as heavy, and I'm not saying heavy in the wrong side. It's just like a different delivery. Definitely not as a kick in the nuts as much as like the big and bold of what Jeff did. So this is 24 vintage, obviously different vintage, different offering. So Judy, we have Weiss on the label. Is this any connection with the Weiss family and the Riesling Empire, or
no, none of that. Just more of a connection to my family is German, both sides. So
there you go.
Just wanted a connection there. So Weiss, German for white, and sums it all up.
That's it. Sums it all up.
Because it will change vintage to vintage. I didn't want to go varietal on the front blend. So yeah, I just needed a word, and I didn't want to call it Battersea White either because that felt too boring for me.
So, and what's the price point?
$26.
$26. Okay, including tax.
Yep.
That's freaking awesome. Wow. So this is 91 points. Okay. I kind of erased a little. I usually put the score on the ball. 91 points, and I'll tell you why. Because not only it's very well priced, second is, to me, it's that lightness on its feet. Like it's not light, but it's fresh.
Yeah.
It's lively. There's some energy in that, mouth watering. The acids is fantastic, and I can feel the VO definitely, like the flavors of VO. That's that Marsanne nose coming up. So I got that Rhones Ranger type of, I know where I'm going, but there's that lightness and freshness. So all that combined, 91 points. I love it. There you go. So that's what I love too. I'm just blessing the orchard this morning.
Yeah, getting the soil ready for the Chard vines.
That's it. You got it. So let's move on to the 2025 Marsanne. Here.
Breakfast.
So yes, that's my favorite breakfast this week, for sure. Does your wine, Mark? Is Mark do it, or well, the team does it unfine, unfiltered? Is it? What's the?
Yeah, I mean, this is all finished with full filtration and as stable as possible, right? I mean, we're trying
Yeah,
to keep.
that's why I'm asking. It looks pretty clean. I tell you, like it's really
Yeah.
like it's super
So
clean. The color is just so translucent. I love it.
yeah, so Corey Mio's Marsanne harvest. He thought, well, ended up like just a small amount long, and he said, well, I have some extra fruit out here. Do you guys want it? And we were like, yep, 100%, yep. But the goal with this wine was to stay as fresh and clean as possible and see Marsanne expressed that way, because Corey had done Marsanne with us for a couple of years now, and he's really natural in his winemaking approach. Everything spontaneously fermented and aged, fermented and aged in barrel, and the finished expression is a really wonderful, complex, intense wine. But I thought Marsanne has a place to be able to express on this really, really fresh, approachable, with wonderful fruit, and so we took the stainless, inoculated yeast, and more conventional approach from a winemaking point of view, and I think sort of won in terms of what the goal was, right? And it'll be cool because this wine will have a counterpart from the exact same fruit made in a completely different way. That gets bottled in about a month and a half, and so.
Are you telling me that you have an old version of that coming out?
No, so the 25 Mio, Sempre Mio Marsanne is the exact same fruit harvested on the same day with just two different winemakers.
Oh fuck, that is
Approaching
awesome.
different. So it's going to be really cool to sort of see side by side what the opportunities are for Marsanne in our area. And in Corey's experience, and I think even what was planted at Kew Vineyards has really survived winters well. It does well in most of our summers. It expresses very well every year. I mean, I think it's a white variety that we could consider planting a little bit more of here in Niagara.
Oh, that's so cool because I tasted, I think, the previous vintage of Mio, the Sempre
Yeah.
Mio. I tasted, and I took it to a winery with me. I took it to Black Market where there was a bunch of winemaker having a happy hour, and I took that wine and I brown bag everybody. You should have seen that, guys. It was an absolute beauty. People pulling their hair. What the fuck is that? And like for 15 minutes, I was just having so much fun to test that. I should have recorded that. But yeah, ended up like I rated it 92 plus for the Sempre Mio Marsanne. I thought it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Yours is also awesome, Julie. 91 points, Carl's Wine Club. And I mean, I see the style here from the Marsanne 25 to the Vice 24. There's nothing heavy in there. There's a beautiful energy and liveliness in the wine. Yeah, I think it's just like brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So awesome. Mira's just looking at me. She's like, how long are you gonna guys go? Like, is it a
As long as
5-hour
we want,
interview?
Mira.
I said, hey, thanks God there's only 4 wine to talk about. I love it. I love it. I don't know if you're in a rush. I'm not. But let's talk about the Cabernet 2023 Cabernet. I love the label. I never purchase wine based on label, obviously, but
Until
this is fucking kick-ass. This is hot. This is hot. This is really hot.
So this is
I
another one
love
that she painted right from photos of me in my backyard with a sparkler, and then she just painted magic. She's so good.
That is fiery. I really, really love that. So now you got the probe with you. So what's the winemaking? What's the winemaker and vigneron vision behind that Cabernet? Did you want to do something cheap and cheerful? Did you want to do something, say, fuck it, this one is my big boy. This one is going to be my red signature. I want everything in there. So what's the Julie's vision behind that fucking awesome thing here?
Mark's cringing beside me because he's gonna have to talk about this, but I I absolutely love a red that's like too green. So get like probably like too much oak and too pick too early. Is that
No,
what you
it's
think,
just
or?
sometimes. Okay, we'll switch it over. So our her vision on it, and we'll pull her in to taste through barrels when we're making our blends for Marinissen and for Collab, and we'll go through all those barrels together. This happens for Chardonnay, for Cabernet, and the Rhone varietal specifically with her. We'll pull her in for other stuff as well, but it's really important to have that conversation. So when we were looking through the cab barrels, the ones that I thought showed a little bit to methoxypyrazine for my tastes, Jeff is also a fan of the right level of that in his wines. And as we talked about last night with Bocconi, it's really roasted red pepper where I might want to end up, and not much else. I think Grimsby Hillside shows a little bit more on that current spectrum, but I need it to be past the peppery spectrum, and Julie has a preference for that more peppery side. And so when we're delineating in the cellar for the cab, and the reason for Cabernet was to give her some flexibility to pull Cab Sauv in at whatever level she wanted to as well. And so we're really looking to make the smoky, fiery, really Niagara-esque Cabernet in this wine every year. So we're selecting barrels specifically for it. And the nice thing is that I don't use those often in the rest of the program. And so she ends up with some really good barrels. It's funny though, because some of this wine is Bocconi and some of this wine is Grimsby Hillside. And I think a little bit of this wine is Cab Sauv from Marinissen's vineyard. And it was, when we age out barrels and you taste as you go along, sometimes barrels just find a way to be more green than other ones in their expression. And we can allocate, because, you know, these are all really super small lots as well, right? The Weiss comes in around 75 cases. This Cabernet is normally around 50 cases. So we only have to find 2 barrels worth of wine. What we'll normally do is pull from like a small portion from like 4 or 5 different barrels that really get to this final expression. But sometimes it's more precise. Like this year's, I think, is our favorite, the 24 that we're going to be bottling here in a couple of weeks is, I think, our favorite expression so far in this line. But 24 was a great vintage, but I was able to find, you know, really perfect Grimsby Hillside and barrels that really supported that goal for the appropriate amount of green. And in 24, we harvested 3 different treatments or trials from the Grimsby Hillside Vineyard in their Cab Franc. One was organic, one was untreated, and the other one was a treatment of foliar sprays to determine if they can improve resistance to disease. So they would spray a portion of the vineyard, and they wanted to see if there's an impact on the winemaking side. And we did that in 23, and we did that again in 24. And so because these unique trials came out of the vineyard too, we have really unique expression within our barrel program. And so the 24 that's coming out is excellent. The 23, I'm a big fan of. I just tried it again today for the first time in a while. And the tannin structure in this is excellent. And I think it really hits that sort of green expression that she was looking for.
So hold on, Mark. Go back. Yeah, we can have that geeky conversation for way too long. But hey, listen. When I turn the camera on, I open the wines and my first pour in my glass, and I have that big bowl this morning. And my first, and I think I mentioned to Judy as a whole, this is some old world in my glass right now. So, and I had no idea exactly what was the idea behind it or whatever was in it. But what to me, it was almost Loire Valley coming out in my nose. I was like, holy smoke, there's some old world beautifulness in this. And yes, I know that a lot of people will be anti-green or like, no, I don't do Parisienne or whatever. But this a wine, if I have to say this one, 2 things that jump out. It's personality. This wine has a soul. This wine has a super personality. And the finish. The finish is white pepper and it's so long and it just lingers and lingers. So in terms of winemaking, what's the split between the Sauve and the Franc? Are you 90-10, 85-85? Do you have
So
an
I
idea
just
of the
got,
split?
yeah, I just got reminded. So it's 80% Cab Franc, 13% Cab Sauv, and 7% Petit Verdot, which I think is bringing a ton to this wine. That little bit of Petit Verdot, I'm seeing it, and I forgot that we had ended up using that. We get Petit Verdot from both from Grimsby Hillside Vineyard, and we got some from Bach Vineyard. So I'm not sure which one we ended up using. And again, you know, with the plan and the blend and the plan of attack on this wine, we're being really precise with those final choices from a style point of view. And, you know, I can't agree more that this comes across, I think, a little bit more on the old world style than, you know, say even my Cab Francs, which tend to push a little bit more fruit and be a little bit more on the conventional expression. I mean, that's how I love them, but Julie really sticks to that more green expression or that less ripe expression. And man, is this wine ever successful? When we bottled it, I liked it, but it was young, and we were just finishing selling 2022. It's been a little bit slower for getting back on vintage. So this is just getting released now, I think.
Yeah, Carl's Wine Club First Access.
Yeah, First Access is with your
That's a nice morning song. Fuck, I love it. That's awesome. Hey, okay, Mark, what's the oak treatment in there? Do you have a little bit of new barrel? There's no new, maybe second fill. What did you end up having?
No, there's new in there for sure. And like I said, and this is how I do things, and I don't know, maybe I take a little bit of flack for it, but oh no, he's gone.
And that's what happens when you're at 6:30 in the morning and your signal gets interrupted. But we are here live with you guys now. This is Carl of Carl's Wine Club and Mira. And we just heard this interview, this great interview. It was slightly pre-recorded, just early morning, with Julie Enns of Battersea Wines and Marc Pistor, winemaker at Collab. Holy smokes, what a discovery that we would have never found.
I know, right?
And that hopefully you guys get to discover now, and that probably you may have never found. And it's some of the most fantastic value and best stories we've discovered in a while. Like, this is
We
great.
just cut it off a little early because at the end she finished on a quote saying, "Oh," I said, "The price points are incredible, Judy," and she stopped me. She said, "Carl, we love making wine. We love wine. We just want to make sure that people drink it. We just want to make sure that it's affordable for people, accessible for everyone."
Oh,
It's so cool the way she just like brought me off in the sense that like, hey, that's what it should be.
Yeah,
And it was like, oh man,
a great nose.
I know, right?
And the labels are freaking amazing because they are art. Like she was saying, a friend of hers took pictures of her from her different eras, kind of like Taylor Swift. And maybe gorgeous labels. There's some of the nicest labels.
Oh my gosh. That vice is just so approachable and so freaking delicious.
This
Here.
one? Well, we had the bubbly, like it was the first thing we opened when we got the case from Collab Wines. And it was fantastic.
Gruner Veltliner,
And
Pinot Blanc, Pinot Meunier, Auxerrois, Pinot Gris,
how many?
10 different
10
grape
varietals.
varietals, and I just like for $20, this is so freaking awesome.
Really great.
And
value. And it's 20 including tax.
I know.
Like, that's just
I know.
outrageous value.
And you know, do you remember that how we discovered Marc Pistor? That's how we discovered Fogelar. It was with his white label. I couldn't believe how good. And after that, we started to dig on the open lander vineyard, and he has to clone, and after that, Grimsby Hillside. We discover it's serious stuff. But first, what was for us the aha moment with Marc was like the incredible value that he had. And now his vision just like reflecting on the whole collab group. And Julie is absolutely like she's crushing it. I love that. That Vice, Roussan Marsan Bionier, I think to me, at that price point, it should be the wine of the summer. It's just so easy drinking, so beautiful.
Really nice.
This is 91 points. Uh, and let's what's the price point exactly?
Oh, let me check. One sec. That's the Vivo.
I don't have the Vivo.
Oh, it's the Weiss. The Weiss.
The Vice.
The Weiss is 26 including tax.
26 including tax.
You got it.
Yeah, 91 points. Absolutely delicious. So it's Roussan Marsan Viognier. But made, like I mentioned in the interview, made super approachable. Now, on the other hand, you have the Marsan. How much the Marsan is?
Oh, the Marsan is.
The Marsan is because it's a geeky wine. I mean, the Marsan.
$22, and it's from the Mio Vineyard, which we're featuring more from the Mio Vineyard. We featured
Yes.
the Mio Vineyard, a batch holder in the Advent calendar last year. I think it was such a huge hit. $22 including tax.
22?
Yeah,
I think you said 42.
22. I know. I wouldn't be mad about 42. I would say like it's worth it. So these are the kinds of wines we're talking about, you guys.
This is 92 points. Okay. And why? Because at $22 including tax, a Marsan like that with that it's so balanced and so well layered. You gotta wait a minute. Here you okay. 100% Marsan. All stainless steel.
I think you just made a small blend.
No,
with the white,
no. That might be possible. Hey,
Oh, that's so refreshing.
isn't it?
Okay, I love this Marsan.
Hey, isn't it? So 2025,
Wow.
brand new, just coming out. But yeah, 92 points. This is stunning. Absolutely stunning. Tropical fruit. There's a little white spice going on.
A little shock, I feel like.
Yeah, a little chalky. A little chalky to the escarpment, right? Mio Vineyard. Oh, these wines are fantastic. And now, Cap Franc, Cap Sauv, and Petit Verdot.
This is a freaking serious blend. What's the price on this one?
Offline, I would have said 45.
So blind, you would have said 45.
So you think you don't have the price on this?
No, not where I just looked, but maybe we will in a second because we're sending this out to you guys very shortly here. This is part of the Build a Case with Collab Wines all month. So some of you have already built a case. Now you're on to case number 2 or case number 3. And that's great. So you can elect to have them all shipped right away, or you can wait until the end of the month and they all ship together. And you get free shipping with 12 or more bottles. So it's fantastic. 23 Cabernet. That is an epic blend. Cab Franc, Cab Sauv, and Petit Verdot. I love those varietals.
23 Cabernet.
They had a fun discussion in the interview just now with Marc Pistor and Julie about how Julie likes a little bit more of the green.
Yeah, exactly, right? Holy shit!
Oh,
It's 20.
the 2022.
But the same price, they said.
It's $24.
$24.
So if keeping that same price, this is a $24 including tax wine. Oh my gosh! So what is that like? $8 VC money?
Yeah. Oh my God. Approachable but serious at the same time. Yeah,
very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Very
A little old world. A little floral though, totally coming from the Petit Verdot.
It's a very pretty Cabernet.
Yeah, but there's also tannin in there. Nice acid. Mm.
Really love it.
Mm-hmm.
Julie rocked it with these, and the winemakers too. I mean, Marc Pistor was on, but I see on some of these wines, it's Mitch McCurdy's the winemaker, and Jeff Moot, who we met on an interview recently here, and you can access his wines from Divergent as well. Same with Marc Pistor. His brand is Buglar. That's available. I know we sold him out of one of his wines today, which is really awesome, you guys. And that's the thing with Battersea as well. He's a tiny, tiny production. We were just looking at this Chardonnay that we're just drooling to open, and that's Julie there on the label. But this one sold out like very quickly, right? 100 cases were made, and it sold out really fast, right, Carl?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So
Absolutely.
we can't feature that one, but we have 4 of her other wines,
Yeah.
and fantastic value, you guys. So
So
keep your eyes peeled, members, on your inbox for that link. We'll post about it in the VIP group, in the stories. And you can add these ones to your case if you're building a case, or you can just get, I would recommend getting like 6 of the Marsanne personally, and maybe 3 of the bubbly and 3 of the Cabernets. That's what I would do. So I would recommend getting a case just of these. But if you want to just add it to your gem collection this month, the build a case, then probably that bubbly is a can't miss at $20.
oh, at $20 that
At
bubbly. If you
$20?
like bubbles,
Oh,
you
wow.
can't miss. And that's what happened. Okay. So I slept a little too long to get back to them and with the Chardonnay. And the answer was, I'm sorry, we just fell out. And like, I mean, oh man. And you know what? I have a bottle. Should we taste that tonight?
Yeah, just to show what happens if you miss out, guys. If you don't act fast on some of these wines, there's such small production. In a week or two, they might be gone.
Yeah.
But it's definitely worth checking out, and definitely worth keeping an eye out when she does a release. Because she'll send emails to her people who have bought in the past and say, "Hey, this one's coming out next week." And I love that. I love that about a Canadian brand that's doing such a great job. Yes, she's seriously underpricing her wines to make it accessible, but also means that you can get them accessibly, and that means that they will sell out very quickly. So these are fantastic value, fantastic wines, and it's worth keeping your eyes peeled for that link so you can get a hold of some of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I said, go ahead.
We're gonna go now. We are in our new place. For those of you that know us, follow us, we are new in our new place. About 30 feet this way is a massive orchard. About 30 feet this way is a massive vineyard. About 3 feet this way is a big sauna in our new place. So we're exhausted. I'm exhausted.
That's okay. And my day started at 6:30 this morning with these wines. That's how I started my day. It feels like it felt like 48 hours ago. But
Yesterday that you did this. It was 48 hours ago, but that's how tired we are. So there you have it.
Yeah, that's right. It was yesterday. This morning was yes, with Quebec. I had that.
Blurring together. But anyway, guys, it's been lovely chatting. Let us know what's in your glass this vendredi, this Friday night.
Yes.
Happy Canadian wine discovering, and check your inbox, members, for
This is Battersea.
Battersea.
Wow. Marsanne, White Blend, Roussan Marsanne Viognier, Vivo Sparkling, and that awesome $22 Cabernet. I'm super thrilled. This is awesome. Hey, by the way, 91 points.
Is it 22 or 24?
23.
No.
In terms of dollars, maybe I
On their
did a
website?
mistake again. This is Vivo's at 20 and 24.
24.
$24.
These are incredible values, you guys.
Yeah.
And how rare is it that you find Marsanne, Roussan, Viognier, and Marsanne by itself in Canada? It's really rare.
Oh yeah,
It's really common.
that's the thing. That's the thing. If you go to the SAQ or if you go in anywhere in the SAQ or the LCBO or these big stores, you don't find these type of wine. You just don't. You just don't. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm gonna geek out on that all night.
Yeah, let's stay in touch. And if you're joining us on Sunday for Travel and Wine Night to learn all about
Travel and Wine Night on Sunday.
our trip to Burgundy with members, the first one as a club, we'll share all about that. We'll show you previews of upcoming trips, Hungary and Romania, Spain, Tuscany, Burgundy 2.0. So come check it out. We've sent that link to members earlier this week, and we'll be on for some wine and some amazing pictures and stories with you guys on Zoom on Sunday night. All right, we'll see you all very soon. Cheers, wine lovers.
Thank you. Thank you.